out. Konnichiwa, day one in Tokyo. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out today. And
Yeah?
yeah, that's it.
Well, that's about it?
Dude, what are you working on?
I can't win, I can't reign. I will never win this game without you, without you, without you, without you, without you. I am lost, I am vain. I will never be the same without you, without you, without you, without you. So I'll take blame, but I can't accept that we're estranged without you, without you. I can't quit now, this can't be right. I can't take one more sleepless night without you, without you. I am lost, I am vain. I will never be the same without you, without you, without you.
Welcome, everyone. We are so glad that you could join us today. My name is Justine Salam, and I serve as Associate Dean of Career Readiness at Franklin. Before we begin this joyful ceremony, may I remind you, please, to turn off your cell phones and be considerate to those around you by refraining from talking during the ceremony. An official photographer will take photos of each graduate as they walk across the stage today. Today's ceremony will also be streamed live to family and friends of the graduates from around the world via the Franklin website. During the presentation of graduates, we encourage you to express your pride by applauding and cheering. At the end of the ceremony, please remain seated until the academic procession and graduates leave the auditorium. Please enjoy the ceremony, and we look forward to seeing you afterwards at the reception, which will take place on the ground floor. Thank you.
Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Franklin Switzerland class of 2026. As we begin, I would like to recognize our distinguished guests and members of the Franklin community who are joining us for this celebration. Your Excellency, Ambassador Algrenis, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the Federal Republic of Germany, Chairman Paul Loer, members of the Board of Trustees and Fondazione, colleagues from the faculty and staff, alumni, friends of Franklin, families and loved ones who have supported our graduates along the way, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. Today, we celebrate an achievement that deserves real recognition, not only because of the credential that is being awarded, but because of the journey required to reach it. Anyone who's gone on a hike in Switzerland learns something very quickly. A line on a map tells you very little about the true nature of the climb that might be involved. Even the relatively short walk from downtown Lugano to the Franklin campus requires an uphill climb that is often a surprise to first-time visitors. So the path on the map may appear straightforward, yet it might still require endurance, focus, adaptation, and trust in the people who are climbing alongside you. Weather might change, the terrain will shift. Some stretches will require confidence and momentum, others patience and careful footing. And often the climb becomes meaningful precisely because it was difficult. The challenging climbs change both what you can see and how you see it. This is true also of education. You each arrived at Franklin with a plan, even if that plan was to discover the real plan eventually. But whatever your plan, your actual pathway to achieve it contained unexpected twists and turns, highs and lows. The diplomas you receive today represent years of sustained effort that no transcript can fully capture. They represent intellectual risks, difficult conversations, long nights, revisions, collaborations, discovery, travel, resilience, friendship, and growth. They represent moments when you discovered that you were capable of more than you previously believed. At Franklin, we have never believed that education was simply the accumulation of credits or credentials. Education is about the formation of practical wisdom, intellectual humility, a focused sense of responsibility, and the adaptability and resilience necessary to survive and act thoughtfully in an age of uncertainty and change. That Franklin vision of education matters now more than ever. You are graduating into a world that is marked by rapid technology transformation, political uncertainty, fragmentation, the list goes on. New technologies are shaping how professions are enacted and how people access, interpret, and evaluate information. Public discourse is often driven more by outrage than understanding, and many institutions are struggling to sustain trust, dialogue, and democratic cooperation. These serious realities clarify the kinds of human capacities that matter most. The people most capable of meeting the challenges of the present day are not necessarily those with the fastest answers, but those capable of asking the meaningful questions, evaluating evidence carefully and ethically, collaborating productively across cultures, disciplines, and differences of perspective. These are the people who can adapt when conditions change without abandoning their principles. People who can communicate thoughtfully in the course of difficult conversations, reflect critically on their own assumptions, and crucially, revise their own thinking when necessary. In other words, these are the people who are committed to preserving human depth, human complexity, and human dignity, despite the constant temptations of simplification, automation, polarization, and distraction. These are precisely the kinds of capacities that you have developed and practiced during your time here at Franklin. You have lived and learned together in a genuinely international community. You have traveled together across borders and through unfamiliar contexts. You have worked with classmates shaped by different histories, political convictions, languages, religions, and life experiences. You have learned not merely tolerance, but the much harder discipline of dialogue. You've learned how to disagree without dehumanizing each other, how to challenge ideas seriously while still recognizing the other person's dignity. These are not soft skills, as some employers call them. They are the most durable and urgently needed skills of our time. They are the capacities that you will draw on time and time again throughout your lives, regardless of how the terrain shifts as you follow your path. And I hope you know how unusual your education has been in this respect. Franklin has asked something different of you during your time here. It has pushed you beyond narrow specialization, working across disciplines and perspectives. You've been asked to approach uncertainty not with cynicism or paralysis, but with curiosity, good judgment, and collaboration. And perhaps most importantly, you have learned that real education often requires the willingness to change your own mind and be open to what is new. Franklin's future lies exactly in deepening these kinds of educational experiences that you have lived here: relational, intercultural, interdisciplinary, place-based, ethically grounded, profoundly human forms of learning. We believe that those experiences are not just peripheral to the future of higher education, but the essence of it. We may be choosing a harder path in believing these things still matter, but meaningful climbs are rarely easy, and the perspectives they offer are worth it. And now you stand at a hard-earned vantage point. You're not at the end of learning, certainly, but every summit reveals further terrain. You stand today with broader perspectives than when you arrived. You see more of the world, and hopefully more of yourselves as well. You leave Franklin not with simple answers about the future, but with something far more valuable: the ability to navigate uncertainty, and to do it thoughtfully, ethically, collaboratively, and courageously. That is an extraordinary achievement. So I conclude my remarks here at the beginning with the phrase that has guided my thoughts in this speech, thanks to my wise wife, Rebecca. It is worth the climb. And I hope you find that to be true. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Good afternoon, everybody. Your Excellency, the Ambassador Al Graniz, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the Federal Republic of Germany, President Mills, the President's Cabinet and staff, esteemed faculty, and parents and families of our graduates, and of course, our graduating class of 2026. My name is Paul LaWare, and I am the chairman of the board of the U.S. Board of Trustees and the board of the Fondazione Franklin, which are the two governing bodies of Franklin, Switzerland. I also speak to you as a Franklin alum, myself, a husband of a Franklin alum, a father of a Franklin alum, so I'm a full immersion Franklin volunteer. I also speak to you on behalf of my colleagues on both boards. I welcome you all to this most important and exhilarating day in the life of the university, the day we celebrate your hard work and the extraordinary accomplishments of our graduating students, their inspiring and dedicated teachers and mentors, the talented and caring administrative team, as well as the loving and supportive parents, families, and friends of the graduates. At this ceremony, the Franklin community is celebrating 56 years of international cross-cultural education, launched here in Lugano in 1969 by four amazing young visionaries. 56 years of immersive learning, breaking down cultural barriers, and opening channels of mutual understanding and respect building friendships that are lifelong and span the entire globe. The legacy of this auspicious founding is now found in a community of over 8,000 alumni around the world who are culturally competent, fluent in civic discourse, and who see through differences to find our commonalities, shared hopes, and mutual optimism for a more cooperative and collaborative world. In this spirit, we're delighted to be joined today by one of our own. Ambassador Al Granese is a graduate of Franklin himself, and his life and career in public service and diplomacy is a living testament to the importance and the impact of Franklin's mission and the character and commitment that our students develop in their time here. At the same time, we celebrate our future anchored on the sturdy foundation that we built over the first 56 years. Ahead is a time of growth, innovation, and creativity for Franklin, and expanding our facilities to support increases in our student body and adapting our curriculum to meet the demands of an ever-changing world. Exciting times are ahead for Franklin, and we'll be asking the support of the entire Franklin community as we move the university forward. The boards of Franklin, Switzerland are fully committed to fostering and advancing this worthy mission, giving generously of their talent, their time, and their treasure for no personal gain other than the spiritual gift that comes each year when the energized graduating class takes its bow on the stage and launches into the world enlightened, talented, and excited to make a positive impact in everything they do. So we congratulate President Mills and the administration, the faculty, the alumni, the student leadership for bringing this academic year to a successful close, and we especially applaud the class of 2026 for immersing themselves in the amazing multifaceted learning experiences that comprise a unique Franklin education. We wish you great achievements ahead. We wish you abundant joy in your lives, and we ask you not to forget your alma mater, Franklin, Switzerland, in your brilliant years ahead. So thank you, everyone, and please enjoy this moment. Thank you. So, I also have the honor of presenting one of Franklin's most meaningful traditions, the Ursula Gentile Loehr Outstanding Service Award. The award was established by the Board of Trustees in 2006 to recognize alumni whose service to Franklin has been exceptional and whose leadership has advanced our mission, and whose example has brought credit to the institution. This award bears a name that is very dear to me personally. Ursula Gentile Loehr is my wife, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but I can tell you she embodies the values of this award more than, no one deserves it more than she does. It is a particular honor for me to present it today. This year is my privilege to present the award posthumously to Timothy Darren, class of 1974, a man I knew very well in his service to the school. Tim came to Franklin at a time when the institution was still finding its footing in the world, and he was shaped by everything Franklin asked of its students at the time: intellectual curiosity, openness to other cultures, and a genuine belief that education can build bridges across borders. Those values stayed with him for the rest of his life. He did not simply carry Franklin with him. He gave back through his service, and he served on our Board of Trustees from 2008 to 2014, a period of real consequence for this institution. And he brought to that work the same qualities his classmates remember of him: warmth, a generous spirit, and a steady commitment to the people and the ideas that he believed in. The Darren and McNeely families have recently honored Tim's memory in the most lasting way imaginable by establishing the Tim Darren Class of '74 Scholarship Fund, an endowed fund that will provide access to a Franklin education for students who might not otherwise be able to afford. In so doing, they have ensured that Tim's spirit continues to shape this campus long into the future. That is, in many ways, exactly what the Ursula Gentile Laware Award is meant to celebrate, a life that gave more to Franklin than it took from it. So we're grateful that Tim's brother Drake has traveled here today with his wife Laura to accept the award on behalf of the Darren family. Drake, your family's generosity and your presence here today mean more to this community than words can adequately express. I ask that you join me in welcoming Drake Darren to the stage as we present Tim Darren, Class of 1974, with the Ursula Gentile Laware Outstanding Service Award. Hold on a second. All right.
Just hand me that red.
You have it?
Hand me the red one, and I'll give it back.
No, that's the honorary diploma.
All right.
Okay.
We'll,
Yeah. Okay.
We promise there's an award in here somewhere, and we'll get it to you. Thank you very much, and welcome everybody.
I have the honor of recognizing one of our retiring faculty members as Professor Emerita. So could I ask Clarice Zadansky to join me? Okay. The title Professor Emerita is an honorary recognition conferred upon retirement to a Franklin University Switzerland faculty member whose knowledge, expertise, talents, and wisdom continue to serve as valuable assets to the academic mission of the institution, and whose contributions to the life and mission of the university have been significant through teaching, research, creative activity, or community service. It's my privilege today to bestow this honor upon Clarice Zadansky. Clarice has served Franklin for more than 3 decades. Over 31 years, she has helped a generation of students develop artistic skills, creative confidence, and new ways of seeing the world. Clarice's career has never been reducible to narrow categories. She is an artist, an art historian, an educator, a writer, a translator, and a musician. I probably left something out. She earned degrees in painting and printmaking, art history, modern languages, and music. And throughout her career, she has shown students and colleagues alike that these disciplines are deeply connected to each other. At Franklin, she has built courses and experiences in studio practice and in theory, in the classroom, on academic travel, and across the world. In her years here, Clarice taught students through drawing, painting, sculpture, printmaking, and other artistic media, and demonstrated that art requires discipline, process, careful observation, critique, revision. She taught students that process matters and helped students not only learn how to create art, but how to think critically about it. In the words of one colleague, she taught the art of art. She also embodied that commitment in her own life and work. Alongside her teaching, she has maintained an active artistic practice, participating in exhibitions and collaborative projects, and engages regularly with questions of sustainability and socially engaged art. And she continues her work as an accomplished flautist. One colleague described her as a creative force of nature, and I think that anyone who's worked with Clarice will know exactly what that means. But beyond her accomplishments, Clarice has also been a deeply valued colleague and mentor within this community. One colleague wrote that Clarice was always approachable and supportive, always willing to offer her help and guidance, whether about academic travel, teaching, or simply navigating life at Franklin. Another noted the remarkable way that she has balanced her identity as a practicing artist with her commitment to students and colleagues, becoming truly one of a kind within the institution. At Franklin, we speak a lot about interdisciplinarity, creativity, internationalism, experiential learning. Clarice has lived those values in a concrete way for decades. And as she retires, Franklin loses not only a gifted teacher and artist, but a generous colleague whose creativity and humanity have shaped this institution for years. Please join me in congratulating Clarice Zadansky on this well-deserved recognition.
I just wanted to say 2 words, but really 2 words. It doesn't really seem like 31 years, first of all, and just what a privilege it's been to be able to teach art, learn through art, and grow alongside generations of students, because I think 30 years you can call it generations. It's hard to say what I feel exactly in this moment, but it is gratitude at being able to work in a place that's been much more than a job. Okay, I've never really felt like it's a job with stress and all of that. Well, stress a little bit, but it's enabled me to put into action my belief that art matters, okay, whether it's in galleries, museums, or studios, but above all in everyday life. And as an art instructor, I've always encouraged my students to not to neglect their creative side. Creativity is not just for artists. It's what makes us human, and through imagination, empathy, questioning, invention, and connecting. So the arts are not peripheral to society, they're central to it, and the arts help us understand ourselves and one another, challenging us to see differently, preserve memory, provoke thought, and promote dialogue. They decry injustice, and they create beauty and meaning in difficult times. So in today's world, in a state of turmoil, defending the value of art is more important than ever. So I've been incredibly fortunate to be able to work at Franklin, an institution that's given me the freedom and trusted me to pursue daring and innovative projects that were experimental, unconventional, sometimes a little risky. Those opportunities have allowed me to grow as an artist and an educator, and have hopefully enabled my students to participate in projects that crossed boundaries and expanded their possibilities. So thank you for this. And I also want to thank my colleagues, my collaborators, staff, administrators who I've met over these years, and for the ideas, encouragement, and friendship that we've shared. And above all, my students, because your curiosity, courage, talent, willingness to experiment continually renewed my own sense of purpose in life. So as art teaches us, transformation is ongoing, and every ending opens onto another beginning. And so it is for me at this moment. So I'm closing again with gratitude, which is the word for the day, and in hopes that over the years, so many students and I have been able somehow to carve out a place, an enduring place for the arts in our lives. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Clarice. Your Excellency, would you please join me at the podium? And will Nick Neibauer please also join us to read the Laudatio?
Greetings, graduates, family, Friends, I have the distinct privilege of introducing today's commencement speaker, an honorary degree recipient. I will admit that I might be slightly biased. You see, I was Ahmed's roommate during our time at Franklin as students over 20 years ago. His Excellency Ahmed Ibrahim Al-Graini's class of 2007 is someone that I have known not just as a diplomat or as a distinguished alumnus, but as a person, and that perspective makes this moment all the more meaningful for me. Ahmed came to Franklin carrying one of those beautifully improbable stories that Franklin seems to attract. A Bahraini father, a mother from the Greek community in Egypt, a young man already shaped by multiple worlds. But what I came to understand at Franklin is that the institution itself becomes that world for many of us. Whether you arrived already straddling cultures, or whether Franklin was the place that first opened you to them, this campus of ours has a way of preparing people to engage the world with curiosity, confidence, and purpose. What I observed then, and what his career has since confirmed, is that Franklin doesn't create people like Ahmed. It finds them, and then as their springboard, it gives them the tools to go and build something meaningful. From Franklin, Ahmed went on to serve the Kingdom of Bahrain with distinction. First through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then with the Bahrain Defense Force, the Bahrain Olympic Committee, and today as ambassador to the Federal Republic of Germany. Graduates, you sit here today at the beginning of your own story. The paths before you are not yet written. But if the journey of this man that I once called my roommate and today my friend is any indication, the possibilities that begin here at Franklin are extraordinary. Please join me in welcoming home His Excellency Ahmed Ibrahim Al-Graini's class of 2007.
Franklin confers upon you, His Excellency Ahmed Ibrahim Al-Graini's, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, together with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Chair Laware, would you join?
You got it. You good? Looks good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
His Excellency will now present the commencement address.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Chairman, President, trustees, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, families, and most importantly, the class of 2026. It is a profound honor to stand before you today, back at Franklin, a place that shaped not only my education, but my outlook on the world. To return as a commencement speaker and to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, is a distinction I accept with deep humility and sincere gratitude. I receive this honor not as an individual achievement, but as a reflection of the values I have been entrusted to represent. I stand here serving the Kingdom of Bahrain, and whatever I have been able to accomplish is rooted in that service and in what my country stands for: commitment, openness, engagement with the world. I would not be standing here today if it was not for the support and belief of many. I extend my deepest gratitude to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister for their trust and confidence in me. It is a responsibility I carry with great pride and humility. I also thank my parents, whose guidance and sacrifices made this journey possible. This moment is also deeply personal for my family. My sister graduated from Franklin in 2013 and went on to serve as a diplomat in Geneva. And today, I'm especially happy that Katerina and my nephews, Khalifa and Ibrahim, are here with us. For our family, Franklin is not just an institution, it is a part of who we are. It has shaped our paths and continues to influence how we see the world. When I arrived here as a student, I could not have predicted where life would lead. I came to study international relations and international economics, but what I gained went far beyond any curriculum. Franklin offers a world-class education, but let's be honest, that is not the only reason you came here. And it is certainly not the only reason your parents chose to send you here. You came here for the experience, for the exposure, for the people. Because what truly defines this place is who you study with. Franklin brings together individuals from different cultures, backgrounds, and perspectives, not only among students, but also with its distinguished faculty. Professors such as Morris Matale, Melvin Schlein, Andrea Terzi, Armando Zanecchia, Aaron Bregman, and Ambassador Wilfred Geens challenged us to think critically, to question assumptions, and to engage with the world in a meaningful way. You quickly learn here that not everyone sees the world as you do, and that is precisely the point. But beyond the classroom, it is the people you connect with who leave the deepest impact. Many of those relationships will stay with you for life. This is deeper than an alumni network. I stand here today grateful for these friendships formed during my time at Franklin, friends who became like brothers and sisters. Some of them are here with us today, some are not. And to this day, at times, it still perplexes me how we have remained not just friends, but close as family. Because those bonds built across cultures, perspectives, and experiences are rare, and they matter. Because the world you're entering is not simple, it's complex. It's interconnected and often uncertain. In my work today as ambassador, I'm constantly reminded that progress depends on our ability to listen, to understand, and to engage with perspectives that differ from our own. Diplomacy is not defined by titles or ceremonies. It is defined by patience, by dialogue, and by the quiet work of building trust. My career from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to the Bahrain Defense Force to international sports institutions and now as ambassador has shown me firsthand how important it is to navigate this complexity with clarity, patience, and openness. And this brings me to my message to you. You are graduating from a truly international institution. You have been part of a community that many people never have the opportunity to experience. This is not just a privilege, it is a responsibility. Yes, you will pursue success, you will build careers, create opportunities, and strive for excellence, and you should. But as you do, I encourage you to think beyond personal achievement. Ask yourselves, what will I contribute? Because the world does not only need successful individuals, it needs responsible ones. It needs people who understand that their education and opportunities come with an obligation to improve the lives of others. This responsibility is not abstract. It's reflected in your daily choices. It's how you treat people, and the standards you set for yourselves, and whether you choose integrity over convenience and purpose over short-term gain. There will be moments when this path ahead feels uncertain, moments where progress is slow, or where outcomes are unclear. In those moments, remember the importance of patience and steadfastness. Stay committed to your values, remain disciplined in your efforts, and always stay open-minded. And when you encounter setbacks, as you inevitably will, remember that they are not obstacles to your path. They are part of it. They shape your judgment, your resilience, and your character. At the same time, remain humble. No matter how far you go or what you achieve, there is always more to learn, and always another perspective to understand. Humility is not a weakness. It is what allows you to grow, to connect, and to lead effectively. The world you are entering is changing rapidly. Technology is reshaping industries, geopolitical realities are evolving, and societies are becoming more interconnected than before. In such an environment, the ability to adapt, to listen, and to understand others will be one of your greatest strengths. This is something Franklin has already given you. You have lived it through your friendships, your classrooms, and your engagement with both students and faculty. Do not leave it behind. Carry it with you in every space you enter. Whether you choose to serve as a diplomat, an entrepreneur, an academic, or any other path, your ability to bridge perspectives and build understanding will define your impact. Before I close, let me leave you with this. Your education has prepared you to succeed, but your character will determine what you do with that success. Be principled, be patient, be curious. Never lose sight of the responsibility that comes with the opportunities you've been given. Class of 2026, you leave here with knowledge, with experience, and with a global perspective that is both rare and valuable. Use it not only to advance yourselves, but to contribute meaningfully to the world around you. Because in the end, it is not only what you achieve that defines you, it is what you contribute. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Mr. President, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science as applicable. Will the candidates please stand? On behalf of the faculty, I certify that these persons have completed the required course of study at Franklin University, Switzerland, or will do so by the end of the summer 2026 semester, and that they are presented to you for conferring of these degrees at the appropriate time.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and on the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
The following candidates will receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. From the Sultanate of Oman, with a major in Comparative Literary and Cultural Studies, Nur al-Huda bint Ahmad al-Ibrahim. From Moscow, Russia, with a major in environmental science and graduating summa cum laude, Alexandra Alexeyeva. From Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with a major in international management, Abdulaziz Adel Al-Assai. From Chesterfield, Virginia, USA, with a major in international marketing management, Mirabeya Angelica Alexander. From Bellinzona, Switzerland, with a major in international management, Peruin Al-Hayani. From Amman, Jordan, with a major in fashion studies, Julie Al-Hijawi. From Panama City, Panama, with a major in psychology, Ashley Monique Arthur Salceda. From Atlanta, Georgia, USA, with a combined major in history and political science, Griffin Jackson Bain. From Irvine, California, USA, and Lisbon, Portugal, with a major in environmental science and graduating magna cum laude, Julie Melody Videira Baldi. From Shiraz, Iran, with a major in international management, Mehran Bayati. From Naples, Italy, with a major in international management, Jennifer Alicia Beaver. From Adagi, Latvia, with a major in environmental science and graduating magna cum laude, Mara Andra Bersina. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, with a major in international management, Emily Grace Blonsky. From Świdnica, Poland, with a major in psychology, Dominic Daniel Bozel. From Dallas, Texas, USA, with a major in international marketing management, Monia Boyoma. From Boulder, Colorado, USA, with a combined major in history and management, Alexander Jonathan Carruthers. From Rome, Italy, with a major in communication and media studies, Adriana Cerazzi. From Crested Butte, Colorado, and Kamoela, Hawaii, with a major in history, Kylie Kai Leilani K. Christy Stadelbauer. From Del Mar, New York, USA, with a major in political science and graduating cum laude, Charlotte E. Clark. From Newport, Rhode Island, USA, with a major in environmental science and graduating magna cum laude, Eleanor Frances Cohen. From Newport, Rhode Island, USA. From Stavanger, Norway, with a combined major in comparative literary and cultural studies and political science and graduating cum laude, Kai Roy Cutter. From Geneva, Switzerland, and Panama City, Panama, with a major in social justice and sustainability, Clémentine de Lussac. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, with a major in psychology and graduating cum laude, Enrico Viviani Martins de Santis. From Gordavio, Switzerland, with a major in international economics and graduating summa cum laude, Karim Del Ponte. From Golden, Colorado, with majors in communication and media studies and psychology and graduating magna cum laude, Elizabeth Veronica Elaine Dorr. From Westchester, New York, USA, with a major in political science, Adrian Robert Egholm. From St. Gallen, Switzerland, with majors in international management and political science with an emphasis in global political economy, and graduating magna cum laude, Jesse Fiornelli Jr. From Los Angeles, California, USA, with a major in comparative literary and cultural studies and graduating cum laude, Francesca Mia Forge. From Rochester Hills, Michigan, USA, with a major in international marketing management, Alexandria Fraser. From St. Louis, Missouri, USA, with a major in political science with an emphasis in global political economy, Peyton Vaughn French. From Los Angeles, California, USA, and Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat, France, with a major in psychology, graduating summa cum laude, and class valedictorian Samantha Girolamo Feeney. From Muriaé, Minas Gerais, Brazil, with a major in international management, Vitória Gomes Araújo. From Moscow, Russia, with a major in finance, Matvey Gorbatko. From Lugano, Switzerland, with a major in psychology and graduating magna cum laude, Giorgia Guarnieri. From Aspen, Colorado, USA, with a combined major in comparative literary and cultural studies and history, and graduating cum laude, Lily Marjorie Bliss Jacobson. From Graignamanagh, Ireland, and Ojai, California, USA, with a major in international relations, Emmett Wesley Jenkins. From Karachi, Sindh, Pakistan, with a major in international economics and graduating summa cum laude, Mohammed Mehdi Ali Khan Junejo. From San Antonio, Texas, USA, with a major in international management and graduating magna cum laude, Ashton Elliott Cordis.
Thank you so much.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, with a combined major in history and political science and graduating cum laude, Catherine Craigness. From Munich, Germany, with a major in environmental science and graduating cum laude, Laura Leibmeyer. From Aarau, Switzerland, with a combined major in history and management and graduating cum laude, Tina Lurch. From Honolulu, Hawaii, USA, with a major in international management and graduating magna cum laude, Sydney Rose Chin Lisi. From Bend, Oregon, USA, with a major in environmental science and graduating magna cum laude, Ella John Livingston. From Miami, Florida, USA, with a major in finance, Denzel Isaiah Lewis. From Mecca, Saudi Arabia, with a major in international management, Ali Ehab Mashat. From New York, New York, USA, with a combined major in history and political science and graduating magna cum laude, Amélie Marie Mena. From Cimo, Switzerland, with a major in environmental science, Neville Egidio Meroni. From Chicago, Illinois, USA, with a major in international relations and graduating magna cum laude, Maël Métis. From Lugano, Switzerland, with a major in International Marketing Management, Camilla Morosoli. From Lugano, Switzerland, with a major in finance and graduating magna cum laude, Casper Elior Motale. From Los Angeles, California, USA, with a major in psychology, Jordan Chesser Muchler. From Norwalk, Connecticut, USA, with a major in art history and visual culture and graduating magna cum laude, Beth Sarah Paolini. From Rome, Italy, with a major in environmental studies, Leonardo Pavia. From Kent, Connecticut, USA, with a major in environmental science and graduating cum laude, Stephen Stanley Peschel III. From Franklin, Tennessee, USA, with a major in communication and media studies and graduating magna cum laude, Nathan Pierce. From Milan, Italy, with a major in psychology and graduating cum laude, Martino Raful. From Milan, Italy, and the USA, with a major in finance, Cheyenne Eliza Ramsey. From Monfalcone, Italy, with a major in international management, Niccolò Ranni. From Montagnola, Switzerland, with a major in psychology and graduating cum laude, Romeo Rinaldi. From Seattle, Washington, USA, with a major in psychology, Juliana Rosenbaum. From Washington, D.C., USA, with a major in political science, Sophie Gunjana Rosenstock Belanger. From Thessaloniki, Greece, with a major in Comparative Literary and Cultural Studies, Maurice Saltiel. From Turin, Italy, with a major in International Management and graduating cum laude, Ivan Sarno. From Boston, Massachusetts, USA, with a major in Comparative Literary and Cultural Studies, Hilary Bryn Savage. From Montclair, New Jersey, USA, with a major in finance, Noah Savoy. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, USA, with a major in international relations, Isabella Aria Schabel Barrera. From Palestine and Lebanon, with a major in international marketing management, Siri Serhan. From Serengo, Switzerland, with a major in psychology, Armin Shoja Ardalan. From Kennebunk, Maine, USA, with a major in environmental studies and graduating magna cum laude, Cameron Lee Small. From Walpole, New Hampshire, USA, with a major in environmental science and graduating cum laude, Isabella May Smith. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, with a major in history and graduating cum laude, Isabella Marie Thorne. From Fairbanks, Alaska, USA, with a major in international relations and graduating magna cum laude, Leah Patricia Tulberg. From South Lake Tahoe, California, USA, with a major in environmental science, Sawyer E. Villanueva. From Agno, Switzerland, with a major in visual communication arts and graduating summa cum laude, Katia Vitale. From Benevento, Italy, with a major in international relations, Liliana Vitale. From Wilmette, Illinois, USA, with a major in Communication and Media Studies and graduating magna cum laude, Veronica Kampfert Wagstaff. From Mercer Island, Washington, USA, with a major in health sciences and graduating magna cum laude, Lainey Wyan. From San Francisco, California, USA, with a major in communication and media studies and graduating magna cum laude, Alexandra Lee Wolfson. From Quito, Ecuador, with a major in international marketing management and graduating magna cum laude, Maria Yazbek.
Dramatic pause. Graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left.
President Mills, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty colleagues, staff, family members and friends, and of course graduating students. It is a true pleasure to stand before you today to introduce our student commencement speaker for the class of 2026, Denzel Lewis. Over the past years, I've had the opportunity to get to know Denzel. And what stands out most is how deeply he embodies the values of Franklin. He approaches every challenge with thoughtfulness, integrity, and a maturity beyond his years. What has been particularly remarkable is his development over time. From the moment I first met him to today, he has grown tremendously, not only academically, but also personally. He has evolved into a mature, forward-looking leader, someone who reflects carefully, acts decisively, and inspires those around him. In the classroom, Denzel consistently demonstrated strong curiosity and a genuine interest in the subject. He did not simply attend classes, but was always actively engaged. His questions pushed discussions forward, and his willingness to go beyond the material enriched the learning experience for everyone. Beyond the classroom, his contributions have been extensive. He has been actively involved in the Next in Management program, where he developed leadership skills through community engagement and event organization. He also participated in the Privileged Student Ventures program, gaining hands-on insights into the venture capital industry while working closely with a dedicated mentor. In addition, he is the founder of the Franklin Business and Finance Club, which has organized numerous events over the past few years. Finally, he's one of the founding members of Switzerland's second student-run investment fund. As part of this team, he won the MP Corporate Finance M&A case competition against 53 other teams. These experiences have not only shaped his professional path, but also the person he has become today. Denzel represents the very best of what this institution hopes to cultivate: academic excellence, intellectual curiosity, principled leadership, and a commitment to others. He's truly ready for the next step in his career, and when I learned that he had been hired as an investment banking analyst in New York, I was not surprised, but I was proud. It is my great honor and pleasure to present to you the 2026 Student Commencement Speaker, Denzel Lewis.
I feel like I should start singing right now. But thank you, Professor Suleiman, for those kind words and for being one of the voices that shaped not just what I learned at Franklin, but how I think. President Mills, members of the Board of Trustees, proud family and friends who traveled from every corner of the world to be here, and most importantly, our class, the class of 2026. Good afternoon. Before I start, I would like to thank my dad. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today, but I know he's watching the live stream. And I just wanted to say thank you for making the necessary sacrifices so that I could be up here today. What's next is the question that has followed us everywhere these past few weeks. In the dining hall, at the library, and every hug goodbye that lingers a second too long, maybe a few minutes too long. What's next, as if the answer is supposed to arrive neatly packaged? A job title, a new city, a 5-year plan, a master's? But standing here today, I don't think what's next is a question we answer. I think it's a question we carry, like a compass that doesn't point north, but points inward, toward who we've become and who we're still becoming. And the stories we live by play a role in finding that answer. The stories we live by was my very first academic travel here at Franklin. And in that class, we learned something that has stayed with me ever since. Stories are everywhere. We use them consciously or unconsciously to make sense of our identities, our experiences, our desires, and at the very same time, we are shaped by stories we absorb, the stories we inherit, the stories we choose to retell over and over again. So before I try to answer what's next for me, for us, for this extraordinary class, I want to tell you a story, one that I live by. My grandmother is a Haitian storyteller. She's over there, by the way, at the bottom left. Growing up, she would gather us close and pour these stories into us, the way only she knows how. The story I'm about to share is one of hers. I've reshaped it a little for this moment. Now, full disclosure, when I asked her to help me craft this story, I told her it was for a school project. So, grand-mère, désolé, I'm sorry, it was not for this school project. It was for this, and I hope this makes up for it. Thank you for the words and for teaching me what they can do. It goes like this. There once lived a king named King Vletu. His name in Haitian Creole means once everything. He was a greedy bastard. And true to his name, he conquered every town in his path. But beyond the highest mountain lay one village he could never take, not by force, not by fear, not by any scheme he devised. Because this village was not protected by walls or weapons, it was protected by its people. People who had come from every corner of the world and who carried them a wisdom that no single place could produce alone. So the king decided to break them with 3 impossible questions. Challenges so complex that no single mind could answer them alone. The first question arrived at dawn. Tell the king what day he must come to visit. The village panicked. They argued. No one could agree. Until someone turned to their Swiss neighbor, calm, precise, unbothered, who simply said, tell him to come on a day when there is no sunrise, no sunset, and no moonlight. A day that exists but that no king can ever pin down. The king was furious, but he came back with a second question. What meat will you cook for him when he arrives? Again, the village fell into chaos, until they turned to their Arabic neighbor, gracious, wise, deeply versed in the art of hospitality and negotiation, who smiled and said, "Tell him the meat will come from an animal with 4 legs that has no name in any language. Generous enough to satisfy, specific enough to be impossible to demand." The king was enraged, but he had one question left, and he made it the most absurd of all. How will you carry all the water in the ocean to him? The village went silent. This time, even the wisest among them paused until they turned to their Chinese neighbor. Quiet, strategic, thinking 10 steps ahead, who laughed softly and said, "Tell the king we will gladly carry all the water in the ocean to him. But first, he must send us a plug made of smoke to stop the rivers from refilling it while we work." The village erupted in laughter, and when the message reached King Vletu, even he could not help himself. He laughed, but King Vletu was stubborn, and he kept coming back. Each time he came with a new question, the village turned to their neighbors from around the world. Until finally, exhausted and outwitted, King Vletu left the village alone forever. The village survived, not because one person was brilliant enough, but because they chose to turn to each other and they were not too proud to do it. The very thing that made them different was the very thing that made them powerful. They stopped counting what divided them and started counting what united them. That is the lifeblood of Franklin. We spent years inside these walls doing exactly what the village did. Every time we hit a wall, in a seminar, in a project, in a conversation that challenged everything we thought we knew, we turned to the person next to us, and that person saw the world differently. They grew up differently, they thought differently, and because of that, they saw a door where we only saw concrete. Together, we are not just a graduating class, we are a village in Little Serengo that spans across the globe. And the problems waiting for us outside these walls are not small ones. Conflict, disease, displacement. These are not problems that fit inside one discipline, one culture, and one way of thinking. They have never been. Every major problem facing this world right now is a King Vletu problem. Deliberately too big, too complex, too layered for any one person, any one nation to answer alone. But we know something the world has forgotten. We have sat in a room where excellence from across the globe was not competing. They were blending. We have watched what happens when people stop trying to be the smartest voice in the room and start trying to build the smartest voice in the room. The world needs brilliant individuals, but brilliant individuals who know how to call on their village and who have the humility to actually do it. We are those people, and Franklin made sure of it. Right now, in this room, there are people who dream in Arabic, argue in Italian, love in Portuguese, kiss in French, gossip in Spanish, and curse in German. Sometimes all in the same conversation, interchangeable, of course. Franklin isn't like other universities. We didn't just study together, we traveled together, lived together across languages and cultures, and built something that only works because of how different we all are. And that is why this speech I wanted to give isn't about me, it's about all of us. And I want every person in this room to feel it, and I mean that literally. So listen carefully. Please listen really carefully. Tu n'es pas seul. No estás solo. Non sei solo. Du bist nicht allein. Lasta wadak. Você não está sozinho. Should I say it again? No. I just said the same thing 6 times. You are not alone. And every single time, someone different in this room understood it. No translation needed, no explanation, just appreciation. That moment right there is what Franklin gave us. The ability to look at someone whose language we don't speak, whose country we've never been to, whose story is nothing like our own, and still understand them, still see ourselves in them. We didn't just learn that in a classroom, we lived it in dorm rooms at 2 a.m., on academic travels in cities we were lost in arguments that started in one language and ended in another, in friendships that shouldn't have made sense, but somehow made the most sense of all. That is what it means to call your village. So let me come back to where we started. What's next? The truth is, I don't know. None of us fully do. We may not have the answers, we may not have it all planned out, but here's what I do know. Whatever comes next, we don't have to face it alone, because we never did. I owe Franklin everything, and I think many of us can say the same thing. I found myself in circles of people who came and stayed, came and left, came and changed me forever. I traveled to places I never imagined I'd see. I welcomed my little brother into this community. I was even given the opportunity to love here. That is not a university. That is a home away from home. That is a village. So as you walk out of this room today, as you pop your bottles of champagne or apple juice, remember this. The most important thing Franklin gave us is not in our diplomas, the little red diplomas. It is in the people sitting beside us right now. The ones who taught us how to think, how to argue, how to listen, and how to see each other. And whatever comes next, let's call on each other. Share your ideas, inspire each other, help whoever needs a village next. So because we may not know what's next, but how we'll face it. So go and share your Franklin story with the world. And to the class of 2026, it has been the greatest honor of my life to be one of you. So I'll leave you with this. May your neighbors respect you, troubles neglect you, angels protect you, and heaven accept you. Thank you and congratulations to us. We did it.
I'm disappointed to learn that Denzel has a job offer already because I want to hire him as my speechwriter. Beautifully done, sir. Tough act to follow. But I have the privilege of giving some concluding remarks as we bring the ceremony to a close. So before we conclude, I want to return briefly to one of the themes that I began with at the beginning of this ceremony. Meaningful climbs are rarely completed alone. Today, we have celebrated your accomplishments, your resilience, and the hard-earned perspectives that you have gained along the way. But as Denzel just told us, none of that has emerged in isolation. Each of you was supported by people who encouraged you, challenged you, cared for you, believed in you, and helped carry the weight when the path became difficult. Family and friends, classmates, faculty and staff, mentors, alumni, donors, trustees, and many others have contributed, whether you've met them or not, in different ways to the community that has helped bring you to this moment. So before we celebrate this academic summit, graduates, please take a moment to recognize the community that has made your climbs possible. To parents, to faculty, to all those who've supported the class of 2026, thank you. And to our graduates, we are proud of you. We are grateful for the ways that you have shaped us during your time at Franklin, and we are excited to see where your paths lead. As our commencement speaker reminded us today, the real measure of education is not only what it allows us to achieve, but what it enables us to contribute. So here and now, resolve to be part of the community who support the next ones as they find their paths. Class of 2026, Congratulations. I now, would the class of 2026 rise? I now declare the commencement ceremony concluded. If I could ask, that all members of the audience, including the graduating class, to remain in your seats while the stage party processes out, and then we will join you outside to properly celebrate again. Thank you all.